What is up, my crypto legends? In today's episode, we'll be checking out the BTC US dollar pair here. We are potentially forming a pattern that is going to take the Bitcoin price all the way up to $60,000. So make sure to stay tuned in today's episode. Also, we'll be checking out the Ethereum US dollar pair. And if you are interested in trading or you're an experienced trader, make sure to check out the PrimeXbt leverage trading platform. If you use my link in the description and you use Bitcoinsensus on promotion code, you'll be getting 50% in addition to what you deposit. You deposit $2,000, you'll be getting $1,000 on top of that to trade with, guys. And also, we'll be checking out this chart from Glassnode, and Colombia's oldest commercial bank pilots crypto services, and banks turn away customer deposits due to negative interest rates in Germany. And guys, a massive thank you. Before we start, make sure to smash up the like button. This will help the channel out immensely. And said this, let's go straight into the content. Hello there, Andy here, and welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus, where you subscribe for the quickest technical analysis and news on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the financial markets. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't buy or sell anything that I say, and if you do so, do your own research. And said this, let's go straight into the charts. First of all, guys, let's talk about yesterday's analysis. We did talk about breaking this huge resistance box here. And if we broke out with a huge amount of volume, then we might come back down and retest, and this would potentially be an entry trade. I was also talking about this inverse shoulder, head and shoulder pattern, but we didn't manage to break out of it with a good amount of volume. As you can see here, we have the left shoulder, the head, and also the right shoulder. But as you can see, it was invalid, so we did not break out. We couldn't see a possible trade, so this pattern was invalid. There is another pattern formation here potentially, and I'm going to show you these two resistance right here. There's one there, and there's one here. And here we're potentially forming a downtrend and then an uptrend, and then we are getting in here. As you can see, this could potentially be a cup and handle pattern, and if this plays out nicely, we need to break from this resistance channel and then come and retest here and break from here. If this does play out, then the potential target from the low part of the cup to the resistance, and from the breakout, this could potentially take the Bitcoin price all the way up to the $61,500 area, guys. But there is always a big but. If we break this downtrend channel, the support area, and also this green box to the downside, then this pattern will be invalid. So as you can see, this green box area was major support here, as you can see, and major resistance once we broke below it. So now if we break below it, then this is going to be very bad news for the Bitcoin price. I do believe we're going to hold nicely, and this pattern is going to play out. But if we break to the downside, this support channel and the green box, this pattern is going to be invalid. Guys, let's take a look at the Ethereum US dollar pair. I am remaining bullish because we broke out from this descending wedge to the upside, but we need to get above the $1,700 area. As you can see, it's been major support in the past. And once we broke the support to the downside, we came and retested it as resistance and continued to the downside, as you can see here on the chart. So it's super important that we do come and retest it and break above it with a great amount of volume. And then once we come back down and retest it as support, the $1,700 area, it's going to be a great buying zone, potentially to enter a trade and exit the trade to do a double top here. But if the $1,500 area doesn't hold here, as you can see on the chart, it's been major support in the past. I suppose it is going to hold nicely. We are not going to come back down and retest the all-time high of 2018 around the $1,440 range. I think we have retested it a few times. We're getting a nice bounce. We're going to hold nicely above the $1,500 area and retest the $1,700 range. This is what I'm expecting for the Ethereum US dollar price. Let's check out this chart from Glassnode. Total supply held by long-term holders. The blockchain knows if you bought Bitcoin today and you sell it next year, it is going to be registered that you've been holding that Bitcoin for 1 year. On this chart, we can see when the long-term holders start selling their Bitcoin from their wallets to exchanges. In early 2014, we can see in the orange here is the supply of Bitcoin, and also the black we have the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price hit a peak here, as you can see, and then the people start selling. So the supply was going up. Once you enter the bear market, people start selling, panicking, and you can see there is a lot of supply. And once the Bitcoin price starts picking up here, as you can see in this curve, just breaking all-time high of 2014, starts to pick up, the people start accumulating, and look at the supply shock, starts going to go down. Once we hit a peak and then start a bear market, then the people start selling and the supply goes up. So now we are at that point where the price is just going up and up for the last few months, and people are buying and buying and buying, as you can see, and the supply shrinks. So there will be a turning point here very soon, potentially in 2 months, 5 months, who knows. But I think, in my opinion, it's going to happen this year, where people start selling because the Bitcoin price is just going to go so up sharply, and then there's going to be a huge crash and people are going to start selling, and the supply is going to start coming into the exchanges again. Let's take a look at this news over here. Colombia's oldest commercial bank pilots crypto services. One of the largest banks in Colombia, Banco de Bogotá, will pilot crypto services as part of a regulatory sandbox project. Banco de Bogotá will explore the business model and potential risk associated with the management of crypto assets by allowing a select group of clients to buy and sell cryptocurrencies from the bank with the national fiat currency, the peso. Vice President for Technology Development at Banco de Bogotá said, "One of our great motivations is to be an active part of the transformation of the country, and we consider it valuable to participate in the construction of the possible regulation that would enable the exchange of crypto assets within the Colombian regulatory framework." The government of Colombia created La Arena in order to let the local companies test crypto transactions. The crypto industry has been actively growing in Colombia. The country had the largest number of Bitcoin ATMs in Latin America as October of 2020. Colombia, oldest commercial bank, now starting to dabble with cryptocurrency services. Absolutely bullish for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. Let's take a look at this news. Banks turn away customer deposits due to negative interest rates in Germany. Banks in Germany are reportedly turning customers' deposits away due to the negative interest rate imposed on them by the European Central Bank. Some banks are even offering online tools to help customers take their deposits elsewhere. They don't even want your filthy money, and they're going to charge you if you keep your money in the bank. 20 years back, I remember that the banks used to give you an interest by having your money there, but now they don't even want it. It's going to cost you money to have the money there. Negative interest rates imposed by the European Central Bank force banks to turn away customers' deposits. Banks in Germany have been telling customers to take their deposits elsewhere as they can no longer sustain the cost of parking money at the European Central Bank. The central bank has been imposing negative interest rates since 2014. The rate is currently minus 0.5%, which is unlikely to change anytime soon, according to the central bank. After years of exhausting ways to pass on the cost of negative interest rates to customers, such as charging higher fees, banks in Germany are now turning away clients' deposits. Banks are even providing new online tools to help customers take their deposits elsewhere. More than 260 banks in Germany are currently charging private customers negative interest rates. Germany's biggest bank, Deutsche Bank, and Commerzbank have been charging new customers a 0.5 annual rate to keep large sums of money with them since last year. In Germany, banks are harder hit by negative interest rates than in most other European countries because Germans are big savers. According to the European Central Bank's data, about 30% of household deposits in the Eurozone are from Germany. The coronavirus pandemic has also played a major role in magnifying the effect of negative interest rates in banks in Germany. Last year, deposits in the country rose 6% to a record of 2.55 trillion euros as people spent less during lockdown and travel restrictions. So it's going to cost money to have your money saved in the banks. So it is a great moment to invest, in my opinion, and maybe a small percentage can go into Bitcoin. Guys, this is going to be it for today's episode. Make sure to check out the Bitcoinsensus website. You've got great tutorials and reviews on how to buy, how to store, how to trade Bitcoin safely. We've got the latest news and technical analysis. So I'll be leaving a link in the description so you can check it out. And if you haven't seen the best tutorial of the Judex leverage trading platform, video popping up on your screen, massive thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.